This is a giant prison, and inside are a series of challenges that I have to escape. When I spawned in, I was stuck in a classic bedrock trap. I looked around and saw 3 dyed sheep and 2 signs that read, "Rules: no breaking blocks, craft hearts to complete the challenges." There didn't seem to be a way out, so I went into third person to check for anything hidden. I noticed a chest and a rail, so I crouched to open the chest and found a minecart and glass block. I placed the minecart on the rail and hopped in to escape the trap. I saw an item on the wall with the sign that said "Take this." The item turned out to be a guidebook that has a list of custom hearts and how to craft them. There was a pool in lava in front of me that was too long to jump, so I flipped through the book to see if I could find a heart. I figured the heart I needed to craft was the balloon heart. When I closed the book, I noticed one of the blocks looked different, so I right-clicked and found 5 string in a dispenser. Then I turned back and killed the sheep because I needed the wool. I walked up to the hole in the wall and right-clicked to check for a crafting table. Sure enough, there was, and I followed the recipe to craft the balloon heart. I activated the heart and floated across the lava. But ended up losing it due to the magma blocks. I walked down the corridor to the next room. I didn't see a way through, so I looked back through the guidebook for another heart. Considering the amount of spiders and webs, I found a heart that relates to it. I didn't see any crafting materials, so I went back down the hallway and checked for anything hidden in the pools of lava. In the last lava pool, there was a crafting table, and I used the spider eyes and glass block to craft the spider heart. Upon activation, it said sneak to shoot and launch yourself in its direction. There was a spider on the first platform, so I shot the string onto the other one.
Huh?
Then, I launched myself onto the next one. And finally, the last.
Bang.
I exited the room and dropped down and lost my heart. I was met with an item on the wall with a sign that said "Take this." I took the heart and suddenly everything got dark around me. The sign in front of me said "Tricked you," with an arrow pointing to the left. I followed the sign to the left and found a block of water that when I jumped in turned out to be a tunnel. I saw another item frame with the heart in it. And I exited the tunnel and found myself in a room similar to the Nether. I decided now was a good time to activate the other heart, and it turned out to be the fire heart, which made me immune to fire and damage enemies if I got close. I made my way up and found myself in an empty room with an iron trap door and a button. I hit the button and fell down a hole, which made me take damage and revert back to the dark heart. Everything instantly got dark around me, but it looked like I was in an abandoned mineshaft. I tried looking around for clues and ended up finding a crafting table, blast furnace, pool of water, and chest in a minecart. I opened the chest and found 3 iron ore, 3 coal, and 4 endstone. I took the iron ore and coal and went to the blast furnace to smelt it. I figured I needed to craft a bucket and use the water to swim through the tunnel in the floor. After the iron was done, I went to the crafting table and made the bucket and picked up the water. Then I used the water in the tunnel, and after swimming through, I saw a sign that said, "So you think you're smart. What you need is another heart." I continued forward and opened a hopper in a minecart. It had 8 sunflower and a glass block. I sifted through the guidebook again until I found the sun heart recipe. I crafted the sun heart and activated it, which caused my vision to go back. I hopped in the minecart next to me and hit the button to start moving. After riding the track, I ended up in the same room I was in before. This time, it wasn't dark. I saw a UFO in the corner and a couple blocks to the left of it. I went over to the UFO and saw a slime block launcher. I hit the pressure plate and had to parkour to the top. After making it to the top, I found a chest that said, "I mistook you for a buffoon. The heart here links with the moon." I opened the chest and found 4 more endstone with a glass block and cooked beef. I looked for a place to craft and remembered the crafting table I saw from when I re-entered the room. I went down to the crafting table . I couldn't reach the crafting table, so I had to sneak to be able to craft it. Using the 4 endstone from before and the 4 in the chest, I crafted the moon heart. After night kicked in, I got low gravity effects and tried to escape through the door, but couldn't reach it. So I went back to the pillars and parkoured up the room the normal way.
Okay. It's out of the park.
I finally made it to the exit with the iron doors. It looks like I was going to lose the heart, so I decided to book it. I didn't find anything in the next room except for a lever. I stood in the center of the room and flicked the lever. The floor then opened up and I fell into a pool of water. I ended up in a room with a bunch of pistons and redstone contraptions. I noticed the buttons next to the pistons in the wall, so I figured I had to press them and then parkour up. I looked around and noticed the lever I couldn't reach until I parkoured up the next 2 pistons. I made my way up some more and flicked the lever. A chest was pushed out, and when opened, it contained 8 glow ink sacks and a glass block. I made my way to the top and couldn't continue because there was an iron door blocking me. I decided to look through the guidebook for a new heart. The one that lined up with my materials was the piston heart. I crafted and activated the heart, and it gave me the power to launch mobs when I punched them. So I went up to the wall and jumped to look over it, and I noticed pressure plates connected to the iron door with redstone. I walked up to the wall and launched a villager to the pressure plates, but couldn't sneak through the door in time. So I waited for the villager to come back and launch him again. I walked through the door and opened the chest, which contained 8 rockets and a piece of glass. I tried walking to the next area but stopped when I saw a sign that said, "Craft a heart before you go." I didn't see any crafting table nearby, so I started looking and going into third person. I spotted the crafting table as the one from before. I jumped the lava gap and checked the guidebook on what I needed to craft.
Wow.
I jumped to reach the crafting table and crafted the rocket heart. I carefully crossed the gap again and dropped down the hole to the next area. I ended up losing the heart and activated the new one, which allowed me to launch up when I pressed the jump button. I launched up to the first platform and I did the same to all the others. Until I had reached the last one, which had a sign in front that told me to look up. I looked up and saw the exit, so I lined myself up and rocketed out. I reached the end and was awarded with the lucky heart and an elytra, and I escaped the prison.